man. That's all they get. That's all they get. Welcome to the Mad Lucrative Podcast. I am the host, the one, the only. I'm gonna be chill this morning. I'm gonna be chill. Magneto 7 in the building. So, this is one of my special episodes. Y'all know I like to introduce the Mad Lucrative listeners to very special people. And there's very few people that you get to meet and that you come across that reminds you of a great like Sidney Poitier. That reminds you of, I'm going to say, young Spike Lee. I'm going to just put that out there. You know, I'm going to put that out there. Everybody, please welcome Daniel J. Watts to the building. How you feel this morning, man?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. You got the crowd going today. Shoot.
Listen, I forgot to let you know I get a little hype, right? I get from here.
Ready.
I get to hear it. But how you feel this morning? You say you good?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Life is good. Life is good.
So
how you feeling?
Man, you know what? It's very few guests that ask me that. I appreciate that. I'm feeling good though. I'm feeling good. It's a nice Easter morning. Not to date us. I know my editors be like, why you say that? But anyway, sure. Nice Easter morning, and I'm grateful to be able to get you on the pod this morning, man. I know we've been trying to do it for a little minute, and yeah.
Word.
So we're gonna jump straight in. Who is Daniel J. Watts?
Woo! Who is Daniel J. Watts? That's a wonderful question that I think I try to answer daily because it keeps switching. Daniel J. Watts is a multi-interdisciplinary artist who is in love with storytelling and whatever that means. He is a friend, a brother, a cousin. I'm an only child. When I say brother, I mean brother to the people.
Okay. Me too. I'm an only child too.
Y'all, so right, you get it.
I get it.
You know what I mean? A mentor, a teacher, a student. And yeah, man, just trying to put it together and figure it out. Storytelling comes in various mediums, whether it's acting, dancing, writing, spoken word. I try to mix it up just to say whatever I need to say.
So where are you from?
Originally from the Carolinas, most recently Indian Trail. That's where my mom lives now.
What? No.
Indian Trail, North Carolina.
I'm from Winston.
See, come on now.
And my wife's dad, well, my wife and her family is from Fayetteville originally.
Okay, fair now.
But he started his church, well, he went to go to a church in Monroe. So he's been pastoring down there for exactly. Right down the street.
Yeah, I was in Monroe before I was in Indian Trail. So
wow.
Yeah, wow, that's a small world. Okay, yeah,
more.
my dad's side of the family's from Monroe.
Okay.
All right.
So where did the arts start for you?
Oh man. I think I started writing first when I was like 12. I guess I started writing and acting at the same time. Yeah. Around 12, I just started I was kind of just writing. I had like a diary, like a journal. I didn't realize it was a journal. I was just writing. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just writing stuff down.
Okay.
And then around the same time, my mom had me audition for a play. And I was like, I ain't doing this acting stuff. I'm gonna be a basketball player. And the height never kicked in. The height never didn't quite. The spurt never happened.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a play in Charlotte that was called The Second City, and it was about the small town inside of Charlotte that used to be called Brooklyn because so many Black people from in the early 1900s had migrated down to this little area from Brooklyn, Brooklyn, New York. Wow. So they nicknamed it Brooklyn. And it was about this little area of these people. So it's something about the history about it that I really appreciated in conjunction with, telling these people's story, that it's kind of the bug bit me.
Wow. So, okay, I don't want to get into ages. So we'll say how many years you've been into the business.
I don't mind telling people how old I am.
Right.
But I ain't gonna tell you unless you ask me.
How old are you?
Now, I've been in the business, professionally, I've been in the business 20 years. Professionally. Dang. Yeah.
That's good.
Getting paid to do this for 20 years. Yeah.
Okay. So you say you from Indian Trail. That's a whole different
Bam.
So okay. How did you get? Cause I'm from Carolina, and I know the
Yep.
difficultness.
Yep.
Like it took me to go to New York to get my jump start.
Sure.
Winston, Carolinas. It wasn't. It was still kind of not cultured
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
as other cities are. But what pushed you to keep the drive?
That's a good question. I mean, it was a fight. And I mean, you get it. Like, being down there, being a part of the arts, it's like a what you doing, kind of thing. Like, you into that stuff? What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
And I didn't realize it at the time, but now I'm at an age where I really, really believe in the ancestors,
Mm-hmm.
and the way it was all kind of like I was kind of being guided. And, it started with when I did this play. We did the play once, and then for some reason we did it again. We did it again, but not we were doing it in like parks. We did like 2 or 3 performances in like outside and like park venues.
Okay.
And finally, this guy who he wasn't in the original production, he was like assisting. This time he was in the production, and he kept looking at me. And one day he came up to me and was like, "Hey, I feel like you would like this." And he gave me this VHS of this film called Stormy Weather,
Okay.
which has 1943. It's got Lena Horne, Bilbo
Mm-hmm.
Jenkins Robinson, the Nicholas brothers,
Yep.
Fats Waller. And it was like the first time I remember seeing me. And not just me, but like seeing how amazing Black people, just how vast and I was about to say variety, but that's
Yeah.
not varied we are, and I watched that film every day for like a month. Every day before I went to bed, I watched that film.
Uh,
And then we think about that. Before that, in 4th grade, this substitute teacher, I'll never forget, substitute teacher, we gave his name was Jim Vernett. We gave him the business the first day. We gave him the whole substitute business. And the next day he came in and a similar thing happened. He was like, "Hey, I feel," he just me. He's like, "I feel like you would like this guy." And he gave me this cassette tape of Sammy Davis Jr. And
mm,
it's just, both of those things, people kept going, hey, you,
yeah.
hey, you, I feel like you might dig this thing. And I don't know what they saw or whatever, but something told them, "Hey, give Daniel this."
Yeah.
Um, and that kind of got me, it got the juices flowing. And I knew that I loved it and I appreciated it. So then it was a matter of like learning how to do it. So once I started taking dance and what grade was that? 10th grade.
Okay.
10th grade, I started taking tap dance. And it was funny because I remember because I was a wrestler. I played basketball up until high school, and then I started wrestling. I was still playing soccer, and baseball.
Okay.
And dance kind of just took over. And that's when everybody was like, "What's
Yeah.
this dance stuff?" But you and I was like, "Y'all don't understand. I'm surrounded by women all the time." Like, if you knew what I was doing in dance class, you
Yeah.
be in dance
Everybody
class
be
too.
in dance class.
Everybody, all the dudes would be in dance class. And the reason I started taking jazz is because there was this football player who was taking jazz. And I would watch him. I'm like, I could dance better than him.
Yeah.
And that's literally how I got into jazz. But it all kind of started there, like around, some between 12 and 15 is when it all kind of like said, this
Yeah.
what you do.
So did you end up going to school and train formally, or you just jumped straight into the business?
Nah, I went to Elon, which is
Okay. I
in
went to
Burlington.
A&T, so I knew
Yep.
exactly
Yeah,
what you.
you know it. Right. You know what it is, right? In between A&T. For those who don't know, Elon is literally right between A&T and like Duke
Duke.
or NC Central or whatever. It's like the little white school up on the hill.
Uh-huh.
And, but that's why I learned a lot. That's why I kind of like learned the business aspect of it. I learned how to audition. I learned, the history of theater.
Mm,
All of that was where I got the technical aspects of it. That could kind
okay.
of support, I guess we could call it natural talent.
Yeah.
I
It
don't like the
is.
word talent, but it,
Gift.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a combination of like what I had naturally and then what I like learned to hone and develop in school. I had really, really great teachers, and Elon is an acting based performance school,
I
so
did not know that.
everything was acting based. It was all Stanislavski and Meisner and Boleslavsky. It was like all these different acting techniques combined with the dance and the singing and all that other stuff.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so when I went to A&T, I actually took classical studies for piano.
Oh, word.
So I did jazz, I did, like I said, classical, and that bug for me started in high school, kind of like you.
Aha. Yeah.
I was doing, well, no, it started for me in middle school because I was playing at church,
Mm,
off and on. And
there it
then
is.
me and my friends started choirs. And of course,
Okay.
it was weird, bro. Like, I remember in seventh grade, the principal would come to us, and I learned how to start negotiating then. But
Mm,
the principal came to us and was like,
yeah.
"Hey, I want the choir to go sing and represent the middle school in the what is it, CIAA or the ACC,
Yeah.
whatever it
Yeah. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
in
Yep.
Charlotte."
Yep.
The choir sung halftime, and ever since then, it followed us all the way through high school, all the way to the start of college. And
Wow.
I've always been kind of like you. I've always been a big talker for me and the people around me. Like,
Yeah.
no, no, we could do this.
Yep.
In middle school, that has same talk. I ain't never changed. 38 now, still the
Yep.
same person.
Yep. Yep.
So
39. Yep.
okay, so yeah, it's just that's amazing. I'm proud of you, man. I commend you
Likewise,
for
bro.
for staying with it, cause I know. Now, where are you located now?
I'm in Harlem.
Okay.
I'm in New York City. Yeah. Uptown.
Yeah, I love Harlem. I love Harlem. All right,
Where were you
so
when you lived here?
huh?
Where were you when you lived here?
I was in Whitestone in Queens.
Okay, I bet. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I would go from Queens to Yonkers, and I was working
Oh,
with
you
Havoc when I was in
hustling.
Yonkers.
You a
And then I
hustling.
go back to Carolina for a few weeks, and I go to LA, and then I be out there going around. Then I go back to
Oh,
Carolina.
you are moving.
Bruh,
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
my sophomore year of college, I moved to LA in the middle of the semester because I told my professors, I was like, look, I'm gonna do this music thing. Yeah, I do performance, but I want to produce.
Yeah.
I said I want to get a Grammy. I'll do all this. He was like, it's very slim that people do that, but I mean, follow your dream, dude. When I got my Grammy, I
Yep.
sent my professor a picture like this. He was like, "Thank you for not listening to me." He's
Okay.
like, "Thank you for not listening. I'm proud of you." So,
Anybody tell you can't do something, or you probably or slim chances? Like, oh man, you just gave me the fuel I
yo,
needed.
I
Thank
love
you.
it. I
That's
love it.
that's all I needed to hear.
So, was anybody in your family like in the arts field?
No, man. It's like, my family's all teachers and preachers, and like we have an uncle. Here's the thing: my family is very crafty. Everybody's in the
Okay.
arts and crafts.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Everybody loves making things.
Gotcha.
But so technically artistic in that way, but not artistic in terms of like profession, hobby wise, sure. But you know, it's very fun. They're actually very, very crafty.
Yeah.
Putting little eyeballs on, pecans and
Okay.
creating man, my family's a trip. But nah, it was very, at first it was all they were the same way, like, what's this, what's this stuff he doing? What's this, when's he gonna get a real
A
job?
real job. Yep.
Real job. And then,
So okay, and I don't want to dig too deep because this could go deep because it hits home for me. It hits home.
look, bro, what we
So,
here for?
so okay, the psychology of having family say, "Well, you should get a real job," right?
Yeah.
But then you have passion in one ear saying, "This is your real job,"
Mm-hmm.
right? How did you decipher the difference, or how did you navigate the relationships? Did you just ignore them, or like,
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's twofold, right? So the first thing is my mom. My mom is the outlier. She was like, even though she didn't necessarily understand how I could do it, she knew that I was good at it and it was keeping me out of trouble, right?
okay,
These two things was like he's good at it, it's keeping him out of trouble, and he once I got to college, he's going to various places. She could see that I was doing it professionally, so it just
right,
she's the outlier. She was always the rebel of the family, anyways. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that when I think about entertainment, I've always seen Black people, in the entertainment field. Entertainment field was never anything that I didn't think I could do because there's plenty of Black people doing it. Right. I didn't see a lot of Black doctors and lawyers. So that seemed like, I didn't see a lot of Black nuclear physicists.
Yeah.
So, that seemed less of a viable path for me because I didn't see anybody else doing it. Right. Entertainment, performing, arts, yes, all kinds of Black people in there. So, you know what I mean? Like it, also, I wasn't in love with Indian Trail. Like Indian Trail, North Carolina was like, I knew immediately. I was like, I ain't staying here. This ain't, I ain't staying here. And I went to New York City for the first time my junior year of high school. Okay. And I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah, yep.
This dude, I was standing in the street. This dude almost ran over me with his bike. And I was like,
it felt good.
This is amazing. Yeah, I was like, this is it. This is it for me. I'm coming here. I almost died. This is amazing. Yeah.
I think it's something about coming from a small town and appreciating all the elements as far as being an artist, appreciating all the elements that encompasses just art. Like you see art in everything. And I used to do like little small workshops. It's gotten, I would say it gotten worse, but it's gotten better because I'm actually giving the information to the youngins now. And and seeing the light bulb go off, like I saw the light bulb go off, it's gratifying, right?
Yeah.
So I remember picking textures to describe music. And the first time it happened is when I was in New York. It never happened in Carolina. And I built the somewhat of a name in Carolina. It was like, I'm gonna go to his studio. I was in my grandma's house, so it wasn't a real studio, but like,
that counts.
But dude, just like in Carolina, of course, that's home. That's where I met Farnsworth Bentley for the first time. He came to my grandma's house.
Wow.
Ty Dolla $ign and DJ Mustard came to my grandma's house. Wow. Rhapsody was at my grandma's house. So it started there.
Rhapsody? Wow,
It started there, right? Yeah. But New York showed me, texture. Like when you see New York, you hear the drums, you hear the rhythm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in LA, it's the same type of thing, but it's just different. And
it's not like New York.
It's not.
And I love LA, but it's not the same.
So when it comes to you building, because I saw that you did like a one-man show.
Yeah.
I've never seen that in my life. I got to see it in person.
Yeah, I sent it to you. I got a link. I sent it to you. Yeah.
So what made you decide to do that?
The jam came out of my career feeling like it was going backwards. Okay. Like I was in a show called Memphis, and Memphis won the Tony, right? Won the Tony, and that was my last performance with Memphis was winning the Tony, and I left Memphis to go do this show called In the Heights, which is like this show that I always wanted to do, right? Get in the Heights, and I'm like, bet, and I just moved into a new apartment, and like all the stuff, I'm doing all the things, getting the couch in the bed, and
yep.
I'm doing the thing, and then like as soon as I start doing that, we get our closing notice. They were like, we closing. I'm like, closing? Like I just bought the stuff and I'm in a new apartment. I can't close. So then I end up going back to Memphis, the show Memphis, but like as a temporary cover for like 2 weeks. Okay. So I'm only there for like 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna go out of town to do Aladdin in Seattle. So now I go out of town, I get to Seattle, and then the like day 3 shows up, and the director's like, so we all know by now that my part was cut. And I was like, what? So now it would be like, hey, Daniel, can you,
they're trying to find something for you to do.
Find something for me to do. And they're like, you know what, sit this one out. So then I'm over sitting on the side, stage left, just chilling. And it was like, I just felt like I had this career was going in one direction. All of a sudden I'm out of town and my part is cut. And like, what am I doing? And this line from Jelly's Last Jam is a musical.
Okay.
That it's the first show that I did when I moved to New York, but also it is this song called The Jam is the intro, and it's what the very first dance recital I did. That's when I came out to the jam. I came out on this line and said, "We're jamming with Jelly tonight." And this line's always been in my head. And I was thinking about that line. I never realized the play on words, jamming with Jelly, because it's about Jelly Roll Morton.
Okay.
And I was like, what's the difference between jam and jelly? And jelly is like the runoff of jam. Jam still has like the seeds and the flesh and the fruit and the pulp and all that stuff in it, right?
Right.
I was like, I'd rather be jam than jelly. And I thought about my great grandmother, and I knew that she used to make jam from scratch.
Okay.
You know, you can't make it a jar at a time. You got to make it in bulk. So I started kind of like putting these ideas together. And like I said, I've been writing since I was 12, 13. And I had all this stuff. And I was like, I got to change my story. Like, it can't be me waiting on the phone to ring and waiting on these jobs to give me what I need. I got to like go out and get it myself. Mm-hmm. So I was like, when I get back to New York, I'm going to do something. I'm going to call it the Jam. And there'll be special guests, and, you know, I'll get a band together. And I mean, all these ideas of grandeur, which eventually, you know, it developed. It slowly started to develop. But that was like, I needed to be in control of my storytelling as opposed to relying on, you know, exterior.
Yeah.
So that was 10 years ago.
Wow.
Good guys, 10 years ago. And now it's kind of like it's turned into like a full one-man show, you know, with a full narrative called Only Child, and talks about being an only child and growing up in the South in a single parent home, and just like learning about things that I needed to learn how to let go. And now I'm kind of then trying to develop that for either a TV series or a special. So, you know, it was really just like, it was just an outlet for me. Honestly, it was just a way for me to like get some stuff out, but also not wait on the phone to ring, because my feelings was hurt when that man said your part is cut. I was like, no, this can't be life. This can't be life.
Okay, so because on the pod, we normally talk to artists about how to fund the dreams too, right?
Sure.
And of course, with every dream, you have to have some type of backing so people get it. Because it's, you know. So what was the process of you locking down? What did you do? Sponsorships, or do you have savings, or what did you do? Relationships?
Yeah, it was a combination of calling in favors, you know, trying to find, you know, studio space that was cheap, or find somebody who had a studio, or, you know, it was, you know, and just spending the money. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, you know, at one point I did an Indiegogo campaign. Indiegogo campaign. I got $25,000. And I learned very quickly how little $25,000 actually was. Because when I was like, I'm raising 25 grand, that $25K is gonna get me through the year, right? Bruh, when I spent I spent most of that. I spent a good, I want to say 15. Because I also didn't get all 25, you know, because like, you know, the percentage
fees and all that stuff.
So I ended up with like 21, I think. And I ended up spending like 15 to 16 just on advertising and, you know, trying to pay everybody properly. Because I went all out. I had a 6-piece band, 3
you went in.
I went in. You know, I went in, and you know, I got camera equipment. I just got all this stuff, and then all of a sudden my money was gone. And but I learned. You know, it cost me to learn. Yeah, really is what it was like. It cost me to learn, and then I immediately, you know, as an actor, I'm always looking at producers like, y'all cheap. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can give some more money in this. And immediately I understood, like, a producer's job is to save money, right?
Yeah.
That's it. And it's like, so you either agree it's worth it for you to do this production or not. But they like, this how much money we got to give you. Do you want to do this? Because you know, it really changed. It helped me understand the business a lot more.
Okay.
But yeah, it was, you know, and so then as in later in life, you know, I found a group of people who were like, yo, we just trying to be down for the, you know, we just trying to be down. Good. So like all the musicians will cover it. And then we had this idea, we were just splitting the money that came in, you know, some kind of way. That's
beautiful.
How we did it.
That's beautiful. I think everybody has that aha moment where you see the dream and you know it's meant for you to do.
Yeah.
You got to do it. Like, if you don't do it, then you feel incomplete.
Yeah.
You know, so I get it. But the fact that it snapped in, like, okay, no. Wait a minute. Let me
hold up. So let me take the wheel.
Yeah. So you say you developed that one man show, Jam, for 10 years, right?
Yeah, it's been so there's like
Overall.
10 different versions, like eight or nine different versions of the
Okay.
jam. Yeah, yeah. So like one version was just called the jam, another version was called tributes because it was all poems and spoken word pieces that were tributes to different people who inspired me. Another one was a benefit after the Pulse nightclub shooting.
Hmm.
Another one kind of ended up being a Black Lives Matter jam. Yeah, they just
I
kept the
like it.
theme kept changing. Yeah, they kept changing depending on what was going on.
I like it. So when you were do those shows, were you doing like one offs? Were you doing it for a week, a few months?
One off. It would
Wow.
always be like this. It'd be this huge build up to this one thing, and then it would be over.
Okay. So have you had enough to funnel back into each show? Or has it been kind of like one of those things where you have to take from the show what you made, get the bill straightened out, and go again for another
Oh
campaign, go
yeah, it
again.
would be yeah, because like Only Child is the only one that's actually been done over and over and over and over and over. Like all the other ones, like I did it once and that was it, you know. Or
Okay.
the Black Lives Matter version, I did twice. But they were like they were full 6 months apart. Um, but yeah, the Only Child was the one that like I did a run at Joe's Pub in you know in New York City. Like they had the Under the Radar Festival. I did a virtual version at the Signature Theater. And that was at these points, this is when producers are actually coming in and like producing it for me. Like I don't have to
Okay.
cover the cost. But leading up to yeah, every time it was kind of like, let me, you know, I was, you know, doing my Broadway shows, but my Broadway shows was kind of serving as my bartending gig so I could save enough money so that I could do a jam.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Um, that's kind of how it was going. Yeah, really.
That's sweet. So are you now focusing on just straight independent your personal projects, or are you trying to go get roles still with other productions?
Oh yeah, nah, there's nothing like mailbox money. Mailbox
Okay.
money is, you know, TV, film, theater. I'm still doing theater, but I'm less inclined to do a Broadway run, which entitles me to stay for like 6 months to a year. Like I'm trying to do like limited engagement, you know, that's about it. But yes, to answer the question, yes, so that I can, you know, keep working on my own stuff. So I can keep writing,
Hmm.
keep developing. You know, I like the one thing, the difference about, you know, being an actor is you're kind of on the tail end of the process, which is like all the work has been done, the writing has been done, you know, all they need to do left is cast the show.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
now, I'm on the beginning side of the thing. It was like I'm writing the thing, I'm pitching the thing, I'm doing all that stuff. So it's like I'm realizing like, oh, this is gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
So because of that, I do still need, you know, I need the income coming in, you know, with TV and the film.
Well, that's dope. Bruh, everything you said so far, like if people don't, if they listen to this interview and they don't get it, then they will
but
never get it.
But I mean, you got to hustle. You got to go get it. You got to say what's yours. You got to go get it, and then you got to go get your no's. That's the thing. Like people forget it. People think they hear no and then they got to stop. You heard it.
Yeah.
Your teacher said, "Nah, man, you can't do that. That's gonna take a whole lot of." And you said, "Bet."
Bruh, you know how many no's I heard after I got in the business?
Yeah.
And the way they try to do a little tactic, well, you know, if you're trying to get on this project, I mean, you going against Timbaland, you going against Dr. Dre, you going, and I'm like, what you exactly?
Bet.
Game
Bet.
on. but
Game on.
but they try to use those tactics to scare you out of your zone,
Yeah.
and some people call it realist, whatever. I don't call it that.
Well, people project their fears onto you. So it's like they're scared to do it. So they're like, I'm scared. So I don't want you to go do it because I'm scared. And I don't want you to go do nothing that I don't want to do. I'm too scared to do. Because if you do it, that means that I'm really scared.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I don't want you to expose my fear of not being able to do it and not wanting to do it. And but everybody
It's
can't come.
And I got like two questions from my audience that they wanted me to ask you,
Hit it.
right? But I got one statement. When you said you have to claim it and know that the role is yours. My friend Jermaine Williams that was on The Great Debaters,
Yeah.
when I had him on the pod, he said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
How how do you get in the space of knowing that the part is yours?
Man, you kind of it's twofold. You kind of have to just it's belief factor, and you have to believe in terms of even if you don't get it, that's what'll keep you from claiming something. Because it's kind of like I don't want to say it's mine and I don't get it, and then I gotta worry about people saying and I said I was gonna get it, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta say it's yours no matter what, right?
Okay.
And that takes practice. You know, it takes practice, it takes patience, it takes faith. Um, but the other side of it is like just there are times when you can't get everything. That's just the truth. You can't book everything, right? All the things that come in, you can't book it all. But there's this thing that's kind of like, that's mine. And even something that is yours, it probably is yours, but some semantics came in. It's like, it is you, but we ended up hiring this person. So this person goes better with this person as opposed to you. Like, you're not wrong. It's just in this universe, this dimension, you didn't get it in this dimension. You got it in that dimension, but you didn't get it in this dimension. It's that, I kind of just believe that. It's like, okay, and what is yours is yours. So it's kind of like, just saying like, this is mine. And even if it's not the thing, it's maybe something from that thing. Maybe it's just like, oh, you just need to make that connection with that director. That director's going to call you for something else. So like, again, yours is just the form in which it's yours is different. It's you gotta believe that anytime you're walking into a room, they're looking for you.
Well said. Well said. All right. So my two questions from the audience was, how do you stay healthy when working on a project?
Ooh, man, look, I'm over here dealing with the silent session right now. I've been sleeping. Developing a regimen, staying disciplined is the wrong word. Discipline sounds like a little rigid, but you do need to adapt a habit that that is health keeping, right? Me and my friends, like, instead of saying, take care of yourself, it's like, keep care of yourself. Like, ready ain't got to get ready, right? So sometimes we wait until we're feeling ill before we start taking care of ourselves, as opposed to already being in the practice of being healthy, right? So that's, the main thing is like, before I start a project, I'm already in the process of, once I get in the project, I'm in my zone. I can't be shaken from, whatever I'm doing. Okay. That's the main thing, is just already having a healthy practice.
Good. All right. And then how did COVID affect your business?
It's as a business, like in industry wise, COVID shut us down. I mean, it just, specifically theater requires people to be together. Right. And you can't be together. The business doesn't work. TV film wasn't as bad, just because, you can make things in a bubble and then put it on a streaming platform and people can, watch it at home. Right. Personally, COVID actually helped me dig more into my artistry. It gave me the time to go, oh, I don't really want to do half the stuff that I'm chasing. I don't want to do that. Me too. I don't want to do that. So, and what do I want to do? How about I start really honing and focusing in on doing that? And because of that, more opportunities started to arise, because I started focusing on, the true me, as opposed to the me that had the trajectory.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Hold on. I gotta give you one for that. I gotta give you one for that. So, to wrap everything up, where can people find you? What do you want them to go buy, purchase, be at?
Oh, man. Yo, I mean, everything is D Watts Words. Instagram is D Watts Words. Twitter is D Watts Words. Stay tuned for the artwork, the paintings that are coming through. If you into art, that's the thing. There's some. It's so crazy being doing projects that you got to sign NDAs. You can't tell nobody nothing about. It's the worst. I'm just like, make sure you get ready for the thing I can't tell you about, but it's coming.
Just say stay on my page.
Stay on my page. You'll see. Stay on my page. Dang, I'm mad about it. But
you good.
It's stuff coming. It's stuff coming. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. In multiple platforms, in theater and TV, film, like it's all over the map. So,
and whenever you are in Georgia, let me know, bro.
For sure.
Me and the missus, I'm sure she would love it. Would love to take you out somewhere, a steak, some wings. If you're vegan,
you in Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta.
I was in Atlanta this last little bit.
I had no idea.
Didn't nobody tell me
Tracee,
that.
you got to blame
Wow.
Tracee for that. Tracee, it's
Okay,
your fault.
Tracee, I've been in Atlanta for 3 weeks. That's where I was before I came back here. 3 weeks. Doing that thing I can't tell you about.
Tragic. Tragic. Well,
terrible.
But
Okay.
when you come back, let me know, bro. I
sure.
definitely want to link up with you and
For sure.
just do the brotherhood stuff, man.
Done and done.
All right, man. Mr. Daniel J. Watts.
Hey, Michael Crawford. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, dog.
All right, man. I'll holler at you.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace.
Peace.
That was great. So, Mr. Daniel J. Watts was in the building. Yo, please make sure y'all follow the man. He got a lot of dope stuff going on, and I want y'all to be a part of his journey as well as just support. That's what this is all about. The man, if y'all ain't figured it out by now, the Mad Lucrative Network is all about supporting artists. Whether you're arts in food, whether you're arts with music, acting, whatever you do, we want to support you. So, also, last but not least, we are still looking for more people to come to the Sound and Wave platform to perform down here in Atlanta. We got a few more spots opened up. I said 2, but it's like a few more. A few more spots are open for us to book you so you can be on season 2 of the Sound and Wave concert series brought to you by Drofar Media. Just sign up. We'll put everything in the link below. And that's it. All right. Till next time. Peace. It's not just a network, man. It's a network, man.